Imagine being told to vote in public with your name attached on the most controversial bill in Zimbabwe's recent history. No hiding, no privacy, no protection, just you, your hand, and every ZANU-PF official in the country watching exactly what you do with it. Ziyambi just made that the reality for every member of parliament in Zimbabwe. And the timing of this announcement is not an accident.
Not divide the house. Tobva tanyora mazita, toverenga kuti vanhu varipo ndevapi. Saka vachauya vanodhomoka. Vofungidzira kuti kuparliament kunoitwa zve-secret. The vote is done here. Where you make a decision kuti this is what we want our MP to go and say. Kana matadza kubhadhara kozoya vane mari vozotenga. Hatisi kuita izvozvo. Ndosaka kwakaiswa land tenure technical committee ine vanhu vane diverse experience kuti vange vachileader under the guidance ministry.
Meanwhile,
CAB3 comes before Parliament on Tuesday. The High Court challenge is filed. The Constitutional Court is hearing arguments. Chiwenga's faction is restless. The Catholic bishops have spoken. The Law Society has spoken. A civic activist with court papers has the government fighting on two legal fronts simultaneously. And in the middle of all of that tension, Justice Minister Ziyambi walked into a ZANU-PF provincial meeting in Chinoi and closed the last door of escape for any MP thinking about voting their conscience. The setting was the ZANU-PF Mashonaland West Provincial Coordinating Committee meeting at Chinoi University of Technology. A party gathering, a structured, formal, internal ZANU-PF event. And it was there, in front of party structures, that Ziyambi made the announcement that is reverberating through Zimbabwe's political landscape today. Because here is what a secret ballot would have done. It would have given members of parliament, particularly those inside ZANU-PF, who privately oppose CAB3, who whisper their doubts in corridors, who know what the 2030 agenda truly means for Zimbabwe's democracy. A protected space to vote according to their actual beliefs. Behind a curtain, with no record of their individual choice, with no way for party officials to track who voted yes and who voted no. A secret ballot would have been a shield, a constitutional privacy for conscience. And Ziyambi has just told Zimbabwe that shield does not exist. Instead, members of parliament will debate and vote in accordance with established parliamentary procedures publicly, on record, with every vote visible and attributable to the individual who cast it. Think about what this means in practice. Every MP inside ZANU-PF who privately agrees with Chiwenga's concerns about CAB3, every legislator who has read Matete's legal challenge and understood its constitutional logic, every parliamentarian who has sat in a church congregation that heard their bishop denounce this bill, every MP who watched Pearson Mbalekwa, the president's own nephew, get expelled from the party for not aligning with the 2030 agenda. They now know that their vote on Tuesday will be seen, recorded, known by the very party machinery that has already demonstrated it is willing to expel a president's nephew for dissent. Ziyambi said the voting process is clear, constitutional, and transparent. In ordinary democratic contexts, transparency in voting is a virtue. It ensures accountability. It lets citizens know how their representatives voted on their behalf. But in the context of ZANU-PF's current environment, where loyalty is enforced through disciplinary committees, where dissent leads to expulsion, where the word predetermined has been used to describe internal hearings, transparency is not just accountability, it is surveillance. It is a mechanism for ensuring that no MP can hide a no vote from the party that controls their political career, their safety, and in some cases, far more than that. Now connect this announcement to something the document at the center of this story reveals. Legal analyst Zed Vamainga Muhondo wrote something about the Matete application that now reads differently in the light of Ziyambi's announcement. He said, the coordinated legal challenge is intended to provide crucial cover for members of parliament who may wish to oppose the amendment but fear the repercussions of doing so openly. Fear the repercussions. Those words were written before Ziyambi stood up in Chinhoyi and confirmed that every vote will be public. Before the Justice Minister, the same man who spearheaded Mbalekwa's expulsion process, the same man who is the public face of CAB3's legal architecture, personally announced that there will be no private space for dissent when Tuesday arrives. The legal challenges were partly designed to give MPs cover, to slow the process, to create enough uncertainty that MPs could point to the courts and say the matter is sub judice before the judges and therefore they cannot vote yet. But Ziyambi is pushing forward anyway. Tuesday is the date. The vote is happening and it will be open. He has called the bluff of every MP who was hoping the courts would arrive before the vote did. The announcement has sent an electric charge through Zimbabwe's political conversation. For those supporting CAB3, this is discipline. This is party unity. This is the confidence of a political machine that knows its numbers and is not afraid to display them publicly. Open voting means they expect every ZANU-PF MP to vote yes, loudly, visibly, without wavering. For those opposing CAB3, this is intimidation dressed in constitutional language. This is the party using the mechanics of parliamentary procedure to eliminate the last protection available to legislators with doubts. And for ordinary Zimbabweans watching from the outside, this is clarifying. Brutally and comfortably clarifying. Because now, when Tuesday's vote happens, Zimbabwe will know exactly which MP voted for a bill that extends presidential terms, abolishes direct elections, and transfers voter registration to a government office. Every name, every face, every yes vote on record, and every Zimbabwean who cares about their democracy will remember those names when the next election finally arrives, whenever that may be. Whether in 5 years under the current constitution or in 7 years if CAB3 passes and the 2030 agenda succeeds. Tuesday is coming. The High Court challenge is filed but not yet heard. The Constitutional Court is processing the Madhuku application. Chiwenga's faction watches. The bishops pray. The Law Society waits.